Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Zach D Productions here, and I'm here for a movie review for you guys. So for this review, I'll be reviewing The Batman, the latest Batman movie that released this year. Now, when I saw the trailers for this movie, I thought it looked pretty intriguing. Now, I will be honest, I, for the longest time, have never been the biggest fan when it came to Batman films. But what I have seen, I kind of liked, but I just, thought that they were overhyped, particularly the Dark Knight films. I like those movies, but I always found those movies to be kind of overhyped and overrated, because especially when one of them came out, you heard nothing but praise for the film, and, you know, I've always been a Marvel guy more so than a DC guy, but I don't mind DC, especially Batman. I mean, Batman is really one of the only DC characters that I, give a crap about, you could say. I've always been more of a Marvel guy, so this review is coming from someone who does prefer Marvel, but once again, I don't mind DC, especially when it comes to Batman, because I think that he is probably my favorite character, I guess, in that franchise, if you want to call it a franchise. But yeah, I did recently see the new Batman film. It's just called The Batman, and this is starring Robert Pattinson, who was in Twilight, of course. And I believe that they are going to make a new trilogy out of this Batman. And I'm definitely open to that for sure. I definitely am. Because I will say that this new Batman film, I actually enjoyed it. I really did. I think it's a great movie. Now, did it need to be 3 hours long? That's debatable. Now, even though I do feel like the movie was kind of long, there was no moment in the movie where I felt bored or anything. I was pretty invested through most of the film. Overall, I thought it was a great film from start to finish. The Riddler is the villain in this one, and I like the atmosphere of this film and just the way everything looks. I mean, that's one of the things that really stood out to me in this film is just, I guess, the set pieces and just the overall atmosphere of the film. Obviously, it's Gotham City and it's going to look rather dark, and that's basically what you get with a lot of Batman films. They're very dark. They're not like, Marvel films where they're all fun, kind of like Spider-Man, where they're all fun and jokey and stuff. Like the tone is more positive. With Batman films and films alike, of course, it's different. This has a much darker tone than Marvel films. But that's not a bad thing. I definitely appreciate what they're going for here, when it comes to these Batman films. But yeah, the Riddler I thought was a good choice for a villain. I thought that the way they did his character was kind of cool. If you like the, I guess, detective side of Batman, you'll probably like this movie, because this movie does have Batman figuring out these clues regarding the Riddler and, what he's involved in and, what his plans are next and stuff. Catwoman, I thought, was a pretty interesting character as well. Now, the chemistry between Batman and her was kind of questionable, because I thought that she was kind of pushing herself onto him a little too early. I felt like that was a little too soon, especially since she doesn't even know who he is. And that part of the film I thought was kind of odd, but it's not a big deal. It's not a major deal breaker, you could say. And there weren't that many action scenes in this movie. It was mostly just Batman and that cop just going through stuff, talking, figuring out clues and stuff. Once again, this film definitely surrounds the detective side of Batman a lot. But there still is some fighting scenes, some action scenes, and those scenes, when they do happen, they're really fun to watch. But yeah, as far as the story itself and the Batman, I liked it. I thought the story was pretty intriguing. It just leaves you wondering after each sequence what happens next, what happens after this, and, so it is pretty intriguing, pretty fascinating, how the story goes and everything. And what is my thoughts on Robert Pattinson as the Batman? I thought he did a pretty decent job in this movie as the Batman, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of him in the future Batman films, because, again, I believe that there's going to be a trilogy of these movies, and I'm definitely looking forward to the sequel to this one. But yeah, really good movie, I think. I thought it was really good. So if I were to give this movie a score, I'd probably give it maybe an 8.5 or an 8, maybe just an 8 out of 10. I don't know. 8 or 8.5 out of 10 is probably what I would give this movie. So it is a positive score, what I would give this film. Yeah, definitely go see it if you have not. I think it's probably one of the best Batman films out there, at least as far as the ones that I've seen. But yeah, really great one. So with that said, what do you guys think of the Batman movie? So feel free to let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Take care.